Good morning or afternoon, everybody. This is Miss Youngblood, and we're getting started with our class session today. Keep in mind, if you want to actually join our class sessions live, you can go to Google Hangouts. Right now, we're in 1B because it's Thursday at 9 o'clock. And your next class today should be at 12 o'clock, and that will be your 3B class. So make sure you're checking in with your teachers for that. But like I said, we're going to jump into Khan Academy to look at today's topic, which is multiplying monomials. So the first thing we're going to do is look at how to multiply monomials and polynomials using the area model. So yesterday, or whenever our last class was, we looked at just multiplying two monomials. So maybe we had something like 5 times x squared. What would that be? These are two monomials. But now we're going to look at what it would mean to multiply this 5 times x squared plus 2. And basically that's just going to be the distributive property. So we're going to do this on our little whiteboard and see what that looks like. So here we just solved our first problem. We were showing how to multiply 5 times x squared plus 2. Because 5 is by itself, it's by itself right here. Because x squared and 2 are grouped together, they have to be on the same side of the rectangle. And to show the multiplication, we are looking at the area of the rectangle. Because we know to find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the sides by each other to get the area. So to find this first area, this blue area here, we did 1x squared times 5. 1 times 5 is 5, and then the x squared is just brought down by itself. To find this second area, we did 2 times 5, which is 10. So that's where this 10 came from. And so your final answer you type into Khan Academy would be 5x squared plus 10. So right here, we just solved another problem in our Khan Academy set. We were given asked to multiply 5 times 4x squared minus 2x minus 6. So again, because the 5 is by itself, it's here by itself. Because the 4x squared, negative 2x, and negative 6 are grouped together, they are on the same side together of the rectangle. So now we're going to find the whole area, or this whole multiplication, by finding the area of these smaller rectangles. So we did 5 times 4x squared to get 20x squared, 5 times negative 2x to get negative 10x, then 5 times negative 6 to get negative 30. Then my students in class helped me write it out here. So we just start over the 20x squared, the minus 10x because it was negative, and the minus 30 because that was negative as well. Again, all we're doing is showing this distribution. 5 times 4x squared, 5 times negative 2x, and 5 times negative 6. So now we're going to look at this video where Solid's going to show us how to multiply a monomial. This monomial, I know it's kind of hard to see with this in the way, negative 4x squared by this polynomial, 3x squared, that's plus 25x minus 7. And we'll see it once the screen goes away. Just introducing the problem here. And basically all we're doing is distribution. So he shows the first distribution, the second, and the third. So the first distribution he shows is negative 4x squared times 3x squared. So based on what we just did in the area model, I want you guys to think about what that would be. So what is negative 4x squared times 3x squared? What number are we going to have in front for that one? Okay. So in here, he's showing the first distribution, negative 4x squared times 3x squared. Can I zoom in? Sure. Here, he's showing the second distribution, negative 4x squared times 25x. And right here, he's about to write the last one. Negative 4x squared times negative 7. So my students in class just helped me figure out the first distribution. So for the first distribution, they told me, well, he's doing one more step, rewriting it, grouping the numbers together. You don't have to do that. So they jump straight here, which is negative 12. And then both of these have 2 x's, so it's negative 12x to the 4th. And I'm going to pause it, and I want you guys to use what he did here to figure out the next two terms while I talk to my kids who are in class. So the students in class helped me finish this with the first distribution. We already talked about that. -4 times 3 was -12. 2x's here and 2x's here give us 4x's. Saul is just showing some in-between work here that you don't really need, but it might be helpful for you to actually see what you're multiplying. For the second distribution, -4 times 25 is -100 or -100. X squared times x is x cubed. And then for the third and final distribution, he was doing -4x squared times -7, which he showed right here. So -4 times -7 is 28. X squared, and there are no other x's to add to it, so we still have x squared. So that's why the final answer for this one was -12x to the fourth minus 100x cubed plus 28x squared. So now we're going to look at our individual assignments that were given in Khan Academy to myself. So we're going to switch to our sketch screen and see what we just did to solve our first problem. So the students in class helped me solve this. Our given problem was 3h times -h squared plus 2h minus 1. And we decided to do this first one with the boxes that we learned about. So because there's only one term or a monomial on this side only has one term, or the monomial. For the polynomial, it has 3 terms, so technically this is called a trinomial because it has 3 terms. So on this side of the rectangle, we have our 3 terms, -h squared, 2h, and -1. So again, when we're using the box method or the area method, all we're doing is showing the distribution. So our first distribution was 3h times -h squared, which got us -3h cubed. Again, we just looked at this distribution or this multiplication right here. For our second distribution, we did 3h times 2h. 3h times 2h got us 6h squared. And for our third distribution, we did 3h times -1. 3h times -1 gets us -3h. So then my students in class helped me put it all together for our final answer to be -3h cubed plus 6h squared minus 3h. So my students in class just helped me finish this problem. We were given 8r squared times r squared minus 2. We distributed the 8r squared times r squared. The 8 just comes down because there is an imaginary 1 right here. I'll kind of put it under parentheses. Imaginary 1 right in front of the r right here. So 8 times 1 is 8. R squared times r squared gets us r to the 4th because 2 plus 2 is 4. 8 times -2 gets us -16. And then the r squared just comes down because there's nothing to combine with it. So that's why this is our final answer. 8 r to the 4th power minus 16 r to the 2nd power, or r squared. So we're going to go ahead and type that in. So we just finished this last problem here from Khan Academy. We multiplied -4w times w squared minus 9. We distributed -4w times w squared to get -4w cubed. -4w times -9 got us 36w. So that was the final answer we typed into Khan Academy. So for your assignment today, you only have 4 problems to do, so make sure you knock those out and use these examples to help you. You can use the boxes, or you can just do distribution like we showed in this example. But my students in class found the boxes were the most helpful. In addition to that, I will be posting on Google Classroom. Let me switch back to my browser. I think my browser, yes. We'll be posting on Google Classroom some additional problems you can do for just extra credit if you want to get extra points and get some extra practice. Also, make sure that you complete the weekly check-in. Right, so this Google form, I need you guys to make sure you complete, make sure your contact information is up to date, and just tell me who you've been talking to during this school closure. Also, just please keep in mind the daily schedule. So because today was Thursday, we just did our 1B algebra class. You should be going to your 3B class later today. And all teachers are going to have office hours tomorrow from 12 to 1 if you have additional questions. So just keep the schedule in mind and reach out if you have any additional questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.